Everyone, it's Garrison here and welcome back to the channel. And today, right after checking out Drippin's second single album and reviewing it, I'm on to another fellow Woollim group, of course, Rocketpunch. So today I'll be doing my first listen / full-on album review to Rocketpunch's second single album called Flash. Now, man oh man, Flash still stuck in my head, still in the rotation. I'm ready for action, lightsaber. Like, seriously, it's super mad, catchy, and a memorable title track for sure. But aside from that, small things that I really want to emphasize and point out again, I really don't think that it really reached a lot of people, enough people to hear more people to talk about Rocketpunch, you feel me? And it seems like that comes down to Woollim yet again for their artists, and I really hope in the future it gets corrected, especially when it comes to pre-orders and all that stuff. Like, I wish I knew way ahead of time about Rocketpunch's comeback and the timing of the comeback. It's like these little details seem like little, but they're very important and integral to have a strong, or even more than strong, comeback. But with that being said, guys, if anything I know about Rocketpunch, their ability to really come through with amazing music, not only in title tracks and B-sides. I'm seeing familiar names yet again beyond the title track in the 2 B-sides on the second single album. So hey, enough talk. Let's dive into this album review now. Alright, so the first track we have here on Rocketpunch's second single album called Flash is Moon Prism. Straight right away, I gotta say, I love the titling for this song, but I want to point out 153 Jumba's being part on this. We got our Viang, Perry, May 9, very familiar names coming from a team that is really renowned, in my humblest opinion, of coming through straight jammers and bops no matter what genre, can come through with really good lyrics and composing at the same time. Now, the individual that I'm most familiar of is Perry, of course. Perry has worked with Rocketpunch in the past before. I'm talking about Ring Ring, that caught a lot of people off guard, not only within the fandom, but outside the fandom, of course. And then also Perry has worked with From His 9, my ultimate #1 favorite girl group, as some may already know. Up and that brilliant B-side, Feel Good, na 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 na. I'm talking about Feel Good as well. I'm talking about Hate Me, Hurt Me, Love Me, you know what I'm saying? If I recall correctly, that titling from Purple Kiss, of course, another B-side that I love. But hey, let's dive into Moon Prism now. Oh, whoa, is that like some sort of harp string work there? Wow, we're off to a great start, guys, not gonna lie. Ooh, the percussion work too. Oh, the claps. Ooh, a little bit of cowbell. Ooh, very mystical yet dreamy. Suyun. You can't attack me like that. Okay, Sohee. Yeah, that's definitely a harp. What a chorus, guys. Oh, the retro elements, the influences. It's going down for real. Okay, so this verse too is fire. But like, this glockenspiel that I'm sensing, I feel like, and the slight cowbell work to the electronic drum kit work is hidden like crazy in this. With the outburst of vocal work in this. The snare, the harp as a transition again. Wow, just that transition from the pre-chorus to the chorus, how it lays it up like that. Man, this got me reminiscent of Flash too, their title track actually. Oh. The snare drum, Young. Oh, the swirling of the strings, that bass line, the ad-lib work, the ow. This is crazy. Like, the fact that I'm hearing like the full-blown heavy synth pop route from Rocket Punch here is something that I've wanted for the longest time. I'm talking about, like, I'm feeling a little bit of Go On Sonya, but like, this is what I exactly miss from like Luna, the likes of Luna, the synth pop full route and outburst of like vocal work, not too laid back, yet not too extremely upbeat. Because what's driving this, ladies and gentlemen, right, is, I would say, the instrumentation. Not only the instrumentation, but linked up with the likes of Youngkyung's vocal work, and of course, the ability that Suyeon has to come through and like pierce through the instrumental of any Rocket Punch respective song and all. It's just so signature Rocket Punch, right? And yet, I love how there's these light, fluttery moments in this song. Like, this is as expected, of course, 153 Jumbas and all, and everyone behind the scenes, but I literally wasn't expecting. This is like literally one of the best B-sides I've heard from Rocket Punch, and may well be on that list that might end up being an extensive list as one of my top favorite B-sides of this year. Wow. The way that this song takes me on a journey sonically, yet it has these transitions that are so smooth with it. And I already said this in Drippin's album review, their second single, right? If I recall correctly, talking about transitions between sections, even though things can be so drastic with it, you know, this is more drastic in terms of the vocal work, you know, like the excitement is never let up in Moon Prism, yet it has that space galactic like feel to it, right? And how the vocals at the same time are not drowned out by the instrumentation, the production of this song, nor the arrangement of this song, and we get to hone in on the vocal work. Yet the rap work by Sohee is literally, I would say, in my top 3 echelon that I've heard from Sohee herself. I'm gonna be real with you guys, right? Like, Sohee was like, some moments in some Rocket Punch songs, I feel like I could use a little bit more Sohee. But wow, we got the full-blown, you know, picture from Sohee here in Moon Prism. Like, wow, guys. And going back on what I was saying on the transitions, like, remember I was talking about the harp? That's super unexpected, yet I love how it's there with the verse 1 right from the get-go, the start of the song. Let's get back into it right away. This bass line. Yeah, it's just at the start of the song. The harp brings in other elements that are making the song twinkle, yet shine and shimmer. Electronic drum kit work. This makes me want to hear synthwave Rocket Punch even more. Like full blown, like la-di-da style. Hear that? There's like this like tinkling of the glockenspiel. I feel like some sort of glockenspiel work that's doing that. Yet there's this cowbell that's ever so lightly done here. Wait, right there, right? Like little shells or something like that. Some sort of percussion work that's doing that clicking and clacking there. Wow, the details in this song. And this is not purposely done. It's like, oh, hear me out, you know? This is more so done because whoever's doing the, I would say, the vocal directing in this song, like, I got to give them huge props, right? Because, like, they know what they're doing. Like, this is what Rocket Punch sounds like. This is what Rocket Punch does. And, like, the intention here of having a very passionate kind of delivery from Soohyun is one of the bread and butter type things in Rocket Punch, truly. And just a little bit of attitude, a little spice from Sohee. Build it up. That flashback. And what's cool about this flashback, guys, I really love how playful it is, and it got me carrying on from Flash, how playful it is, how there's a bit of playful moments in Flash. And is it just me? I just noticed this in also, of course, Drippin's album review. Just how in that one B-side game, if you guys seen that album review, I highly recommend you to do so. You sense the passion from the title track, a little bit of that passion, yet the other B-side, right, Trick or Treat, or Trick and Treat, that B-side gets the more so of the aggressive side to Flash, and that makes me wonder, is the other B-side gonna show, like, more so one heavier side from Flash in that kind of cohesive manner that Drippin did with their B-sides on their single album? Like, I feel like there's gonna be a fitting pattern, like that sort of foreshadow. I don't know, I'm sort of getting my head to myself here, but I don't want to, you know, put that out of the picture for this album review. Oh, that string work. It's beautiful. Like I said, mystical. It's not too much in the forefront. Yeah. That refrain, I feel like, is a huge part in the song, you know, as much as there's this energy that's done and set from the start of this song. I like how there's this breakdowns of the frame. Flashback? Flashback? Oh, it's so memorable. It keeps you engaged and all, and you just want to hear more, and you want to hear it out. And I feel like that's very important in the K-pop scene these days. Like, sure, you got my attention right away with that intro or that first verse, but are you gonna be able to carry it on with a verse 2, into the point where you're gonna hit me with a bridge? Hopefully with a bridge. You know, I'm always looking for good bridges, and speaking of bridge, let's wait for that. Sort of like this singular synth line or electronic element here that transitions into Sohee. The breakdown of the snare drums here, I love how Sohee plays off of Yeonhee back into herself here. Bit of the cowbell again. I love that ad-lib there by Jury, of course. Oh my goodness, the control. The control there. One more time for our girl Dahyun. Okay, let's get into another meteor part of this song, which is the bridge here. Let's go as far as here. Bum. I love how it builds up and transitions into Suyeon. There's this sort of small feeling of vulnerability and like this moment where it's like, okay, something's coming here from this bridge into a final chorus wrapped out with an outro or something. In this case, more so of a final chorus with the refrain, which is such an integral part to the song. Very unexpected to get that from Sohee during a bridge. I love how we get more showcase of Youngkyung here. Transition of that harp, oh my goodness. How they work off each other, harmonize. Man, this song is going down. Oh, love how we get a little bit more Jury here. I always want more Jury in Rocketpunch's music. I feel like that's only a matter of time, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I noticed some J-Line members for certain groups where I'm like, yeah, maybe it's just a matter of confidence. Maybe it's just a matter of line distribution and what's fitting, right? In the case of Rocketpunch's music, I would say like there's some moments where like, yeah, I could see more of Jury taking up this part, you know. But I don't know at the end of the day, you know. I feel like hopefully the next comeback, if not the next B-side that I check out, we get more of that Jury love, right? But all in all, like, very balanced this song, yet I love the transitions in between each other, the orchestral instruments, yet, you know, got me reminiscent of the early Luna, Go On Sonya. I would even say, I would even go on a Women as One days, right? Something that takes the full synth pop route with slight retro elements that we tend to hear in disco pop and such like that. But like, come on, I'm talking about the electronic drum kit usage, the swirling of the strings and all. I feel like they're possibly synth strings. But yet there's these instruments that are not used often. I'm talking about the likes of the glockenspiel. Cowbell, we hear more so of that 808 cowbell instead of a regular cowbell. The mixture of all these instruments all at once is unbelievable. Like, I would never be able to, in this current state, honestly, to think how a song would play out with all these instruments and elements. But you got to give it to the team for working behind on this. But let's get into the other B-side now. So this final B-side is titled Beep Beep. Now I'm seeing Sohee on this in terms of the lyrics. Gonna have to familiarize myself with Sohee after this, but also I'm seeing Stardust. Very familiar name. I would say that I've covered quite extensively on the channel here and have seen on my own time. Really do hope we hear and see more from Stardust, because I feel like Stardust always delivers. I'm talking about Obliviate from Lovelies. I'm talking about I don't remember exactly the B-side name, but it's coming off of Rocketpunch's debut mini album, and of course Fireworks off of, honestly, my favorite album, mini album from Rocketpunch to date. I would say Red Punch. Fireworks is definitely one of my favorites coming off of that album. So, Beep Beep, wanna hear how this plays out comparably to the title track Flash and Moon Prism to see how cohesive this second single album is, but let's go. Oh, quite a familiar start that I've heard in other songs, admittedly, title tracks and B-sides. But seems like we're gonna get rhythmic with it, with like the rhythm guitar of some sort, maybe. Ooh, Dahyun. Oh, that percussion work there. The chimes or something. Oh, here we go. It's gonna build up here. How's this gonna drop? This pre-chorus though, I love it. Ooh, very light with it in the chorus. Yet quite quirky and cute at the same time, sweet. A little bit of whistling. Yeah, this is so Rocket Punch. Yep. Zoe. Addicted. Yeah, this song is mad catchy, yet the rhythm is catchy at the same time. I love it. Yeah, that rhythm or bass guitar, I dig it a lot. Aww, I love how we get more of Jury in this. Now, how is the bridge gonna play out for this? Oh, more Jury. Okay. Again, another expected moment here with Sohee. Building up with the snare drum work. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Or I should say more of that electronic drum kit work. What a final chorus here, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I would say only like one like minor drawback is like I don't know, it's hard to tell upon first listen, but it might be like over repetitive, not due to, I would say, the production wise, but it's more so like the lyrics. Like I wish we got more of that slight switch up in the lyrics in the final chorus, maybe add in even more ad-libs into the final chorus, but all in all, more than of a strong, I would say, B-side, guys. And what I'm getting, like, Moon Prism, I would say, takes more of the mysterious, like, space-like route, comparatively from, of course, Flash. Well, Beep Beep takes more of that bright side, that bright and sweet side that we love from Rocket Punch, and that we've known what Rocket Punch is capable of delivering and performing for a very long time now. And I love how these two B-sides are that cohesive with Flash, you know, deriving from some moods, even though different people are working behind the songs, right? So you got to give it to the A&R yet again, not only for, of course, Drippin', I don't know if it's the same A&R, but for Rocket Punch as well, right? I'm sure it has to be a separate one, and like what Willem wants direction wise, but yeah, I love the retro influences in this, yet these like slight light moments with the whistle work at the same time. And yet again, another bridge where I'm like, oh wow, we get more surprising factors with the likes of, let's bring it back here. Okay, yeah, so I actually got that confused. This is the refrain. So that was one nice addition in the arrangement to this song, is that after the bridge did not go into like a pre-chorus by any means. It went into a refrain, then into a chorus, which I dig a lot. So bridge, brief with it, not too short, yet the refrain, I love how it provides more depth to this song, and Diane, she really added a lot in this moment, I've got to say. That hold there by Soyeon. Beep, beep, and then I would say, starting off, you know, I mean, some people may say, wow, I'm getting some Wooju Sonya vibes. Wow, I'm getting some certain song vibes. But, like, I feel like how this is done, I don't know. It's not necessarily the guitar, but, like, these... do I say, like, horn? I wouldn't necessarily say yes, horns, but like you'd hear it in like the likes of Unnatural by Wooju Sonya. You'd hear like the likes of Feel Good. I feel like it's not overdone by any means, but it's a pretty reliable like element to add into these very retro influenced songs that really have more so of a baseline of pop elements and all. So it's like, yeah, you know, I feel the influence there. It's not necessarily a really good thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I mess with it. See that whistling? Quite the lengthy chorus, huh? But maybe that is the highlight, you know? It has the slight nuances and additions here where it's like not too many ad-libs, but here and there, make it slightly playful here and there. And that's another thing that is so signature Rocket Punch, is like there's these satisfying, unexpected nuances that add so much to textures to their song, their music. On ice cream처럼. Very playful yet cutesy, you know. This has to be the most cute side and playful side, which is this verse 2. I love how verse 2 is very contrasting, yet that rhythm guitar is keeping the pacing. That snare drum breakdown there, and Yeonhee. Come through as Jury. This is what I'm saying. This is why we need more of Jury, because like when she's given something like it, she kills it, you know. Even though it's a short moment, but like I love this part, how everything is like condescending like this. Like, let me break it down again. Some claps of some sort, like thrashing. Love the transition with the electronic drum kit work into Suyeon. So like I said here, like the transitions are always on point when it comes to Rocket Punch's music, and Yeah, they always stood out to me as out from the bunch, to be honest. And Beep Beep, more than solid of a song. Has good longevity to it. The hooks do more than its job in the song. It doesn't necessarily have the standard arrangement to it, yet it allows us to hone in and focus on Rocket Punch's talents. I'm talking about the way they deliver and project their vocals, right? The way that they work off each other, one member and or the other, right? And yeah, Beep Beep, very playful, very cute, very fun, yet sweet at the same time. The most brightest side that we hear off of the second single album from Rocket Punch, and I think this is the right song to put on as the final track to wrap up the second single album. So with that being said, guys, really hard to pick a favorite, but I think it's really clear, as I said, from Moon Prism, like, this is literally one of the best B-sides I've heard of this year. Moon Prism is my favorite B-side, but by no means you can't go wrong with Beep Beep. It's not the type of song that you listen to once in a while. It's the type of song that you could literally keep on repeat, easy to listen to, not too slow. It has a nice upbeat, I would say rhythmic pacing to it. The rhythm is super catchy. The chorus is mad catchy, yet lengthy, and I'd say that refrain right after the bridge, very memorable, but adds a nice contrasting moment in the song. And then Moon Prism, going back on Moon Prism, I love how space-like, yet, pop, synth pop it is, because like you usually don't get that sort of synth pop route with retro influences that heavily in that kind of manner, where it's like these days you're not hearing that stuff. I'm gonna be real with you guys, title track and B-side wise. Like I said, reminiscent of the early days of Luna, reminiscent of a little bit of As One at the same time, even a little bit of Go On Song, yeah. Like Moon Prism, ooh, love how crazy that goes with the harp transitions in that song. But yeah, really, I would say this is like a 9.5 out of 10. It's that good, and I think there's some things in my mind where it's like, wow, if only this had more B-sides, if only this was a mini album. Would love to see all of 153 Jumbas. I'm talking about Perry, May 9, RVing again with Rocket Punch, maybe even in title track in the future. But of course, Stardust. I feel like Stardust, really, I don't know if you're seeing this, Stardust, but I really hope to see you on a future track with Rocket Punch in the future. I'm talking about mini album. I'm gonna manifest it Purple Punch. Isn't that crazy? One of my favorite colors, the favorite color, is purple, and it rings a bell, Purple Punch. And I can already sense, like, if you carry the same people behind the scenes, yet new type in the mix again for a mini album, I'm actually on the marketing department, lets us know 2.5 weeks in advance or even more about this comeback, do additional teasers in a creative manner, and not leave it last minute to a week prior to the comeback, if I recall correctly, then you got a one banging of a comeback that I feel like more people are gonna get to know. It's like, oh, I've been missing out on Rocket Punch, because the music's there, but how everything's being delivered and projected to the listeners is not, transitioning that well. It's not streamlined in a pipeline that well. So gotta give it to Rocket Punch. I love all 3 songs in each of their own way. Flash is still up there as my favorite. Like I said, I have my favorite of Moon Prism. Can't go wrong with Beep Beep, but let me know your favorites in the comment section down below. Be sure to like, share, maybe subscribe, as it helps out the channel so much. And let me know if you were able to relate with any of my statements, my analysis, my fanboyness today with certain members today coming off of this album review. And as always, have a great day, have a good night, have a good afternoon wherever you are. It just seems like retro and Rocket Punch go so well hand in hand together, but I'm sure they would be able to pivot more heavily in, like, whether it's full on synth wave, whether it's full blown disco, like we've heard that new disco side already, ring ring, if I recall correctly, new disco before, right? Let them go through a full blown genre exactly like that, and I'm sure they're gonna like step it up another notch. And I could even foresee even Rocket Punch. Wow, that rings a bell. But yeah, enough talk, guys. I love talking a lot, and I love analyzing things, and just, you know, being genuine and showing my love and passion for Rocket Punch and people working behind the scenes with Rocket Punch. But take care until the next Rocket Punch related video, or I would say the next album review. Next Woollim artist album review would be Unbi, of course, Quan Unbi. But yeah, see you in the next one, and peace.